Hello YouTube, this is Holy Hand Grenade, and look at this. A bomber. Yep. Big, clunky, slow bomber. And actually, well, let's see something a little more. Um, there we go. You probably see this one a lot more often than you do the other, but so this is a Wellington, and you catch these a lot in your average starting tiers. And yep, they got some nasty guns if you ever get stuck in the back of it. And if you got a lighter plane, you probably will be shot down or have a good chance of breaking something. So, yeah, here we go. This tutorial is how to shoot these babies down without uh, incurring a lot of damage to your plane and making it as quick and as efficient as possible. So, the first thing you have to know is what type of bomber do you have? Or are you up against this bomber? You know, pretty heavy. It's got some good machine guns. Um, Pretty big, so it has a lot of hit points, and it takes a lot of damage. Actually, I've been able to outshoot a bunch of planes that have just been hammering away, and been able to pull out the other end rather well. But despite its massive amount of machine guns compared to your little dinky starting planes, you probably don't want to go up against it, because even though they are easier to take down other planes, they're still not nothing to be shun on. This is a smaller one, less guns, more squishy, but that said, you gotta figure out how to shoot down these things, and you got a couple requirements to do that. So the first thing you need to know is what sort of plane do you have, and what are the best planes to actually start shooting down bombers with. Here we have the starting tier E3 BF-109. So this is the first of the BF-109 series you're able to get your hands on, and it's got some pretty good stats. 560 kilometers per hour, 23.2 seconds for turn time, which doesn't really matter for shooting down bombers, but still quite important. Rate of climb, 18 meters per second, not bad at all. And it's got a 1 second burst mass of 2.99 kilograms a second, so pretty good armament. And what you have to know is these planes are very, very effective at what they do, and this is to swoop in, take out targets, and then swoop out. So your speed and your ability to be able to climb and dive really fast is the key to success for these type of planes. And these are actually make for very good bomber killers. And another thing about this plane is that, well, historically it's got its engine has got a liquid cooled and fuel injected engine as opposed to a radial engine like this one, which means that you're going to have a climbing rate that is superior to most other planes that are air cooled. So historically, this is exactly what the BF-109 did. You go in for an attack, then pull out and run away, and repeat until enemy's dead. So this is actually one of the better ones to go. Now, just because you have a very good plane that's very efficient at killing bombers or at doing high altitude attacks doesn't mean you're actually going to be very good at it. It's really hard to be patient and wait for the right time and know when you should shoot or when you should actually maneuver again to get a better shot. So this is another plane I use a lot for this, and this is like a premium tier 14, so it's pretty much overkill for this for these lower tiers. But I got it because I like these maneuverable airplanes, and it gives you bonuses, so why not? So I don't tend not to use it that often. I'm just going to show you one little replay where maybe its overpoweredness in lower tier games is not shown as much. So, but it shows you the good tactics of how you're supposed to react against another plane or another bomber. So it's a pretty good plane. Look at this. 685 kilometers per hour, pretty good rate of climb, and um, look at the burst mass. See, that's 4.31 kilograms of metal flung towards the enemy a second. So keep that in mind. You need very efficient weapons in terms of firepower to be able to take down bombers. You don't want to linger there, as I said before. You want to get the job done, and you want to get it done as quickly as possible. And it would be even more beneficial if the bomber didn't even know you were up on his tail. So the stealthier and quicker you can take out bombers, the better, because that means there's plenty more for the picking. So, and you have a perfectly intact airplane. And well, this is not even like the best of them. There's clearly another category. Let's see the category of the attackers. Now these guys are different. They're a lot heavier. They're not meant to be dogfighting, so you're not going to have success against small other planes like other fighters. But against bombers, these guys are absolutely lethal. So these are dispersed in the tech trees of bombers, and I think the for the most part they're in with the bombers. So you go researching a few of these attackers and bombers and attackers. So you can see that it's in dispersed, and the last one is a mosquito for this British tech tree. And let me tell you, these guys are really overpowered. Just the armament on these things are absolutely incredible. They got 8.8 kilograms of metal flung towards the enemy. Look at that, it's insane. And so I guess with that, I'm going to show you how to do it with the fighter, and then when I cover attackers, we'll do that. So let's go on to the gameplay. Okay, so here we go into the game, and I'm trying to get this guy Joker 1992, and I've been looking at him. I've been climbing, looking at him some more, and the trick to bringing down bombers that are big like this is to get altitude. You need to be at a higher altitude than they are, and you'll see what I mean right now. So I'm seeing that he's coming towards me faster than I can climb. So I said, what the heck? He's not going anywhere. He's closer to my lines, so he's not going to be running anywhere. I won't be chased by some other plane. And yeah, so I decide not to take the shot, not to try to nose up and try to get some shots in there, which probably wouldn't bring him down. And here, what I'm going to do is just turn around. And okay, so this bomber knows I'm already here, so he's got one of two options: face me and try to shoot me down, or dive and try to get away and get to his lines. But clearly he can't do that. So here, again, I can't shoot him, so I take some belly shots. He already knows I'm here, so the element of surprise is gone. Taking a few hits, but no damage. So I want to get out of his range, effective range, so be aware of the distance. So it's 1.28 kilometers right now. So I'm trying to gain altitude on him again. And climbing, here we go. This is where you want to be. You want to go to either there's right or left, still be far away, and then once you hit like about 600 meters, then you want to do the swing, what I call it. So here we go. Waiting, about 600, a little closer, and here we go. So this is my attack run. So I'm waiting to get my guns in sight and just take small bursts, but see how I'm swinging down? I'm letting the plane go down, drift down, and there we go. That was easy. And that's one of the ways I like to do that. And now let me show you this next one. And this one I'll just cut right to the chase. We know we have to gain altitude, so the higher you can be, the better. And I'm looking at a bomber right now that's to my lower right. There he is. And I'm sliding. He doesn't even know I'm here yet. So I'm sneaking in and doing the swing. I'm closer now, so probably do more damage. And I'm at E3, so I want to be closer with my E3 because my guns are not that good. Oh, down he went. So the good thing about these planes is that when you have cannons, things tend to go down and go boom really quickly. So you don't need a lot of hits to go in. And now look at this huge thing. This is that huge Japanese version of the Catalina. Sort of looks like it. And look at it. I mean, it's really hard to miss. The other thing about shooting from this angle and swinging down is that you get a constant steady stream of bullets, or a constant steady reticle for your target. Here we go. And you get to shoot the upper wing, the lower wing. The fact that you're on top of it means that you can probably take a swing at its engines, and since you have the flat of the wings facing you at a better angle, you're able to get more shots in as if you were just trying to unload on him from behind. And they're obviously a lot more well armored, and there's nothing really vital at the tail of the plane. You really want to hit engines, or you really want to hit the sides for the fuel tanks or the wings. Okay, here we go. So I took my time, went around, came back over, and boom, finished it off. So you really want to aim for the wings and those engines, because bombers like to go up in flames because they have all that fuel in the wings, and if they have more than one engine, well, all the more fuel. And you know, engines are critical. So once you get his engine, he's pretty much yours, or he can't do very much. He can try to run away, but with an engine down, you know, there's not a lot of chances of survival. Okay, so here's another one. Again, no clue I'm coming out. So here we go, waiting for that mark. 400, he's getting closer, boom. Got one little shot in, he turned in, I guess he saw me. So you know what I do is, look where he is, try to slow down a bit, and try to get out of his distance. I'm, you know, just sort of monkeying around here trying to get a shot in. So here we go. This is the inverted. Trying to go up from top to, from bottom to top. Oh, there we go. See those engines? Once you hit those engines, those bombers like to go up in flames. So always aim for the engines. Don't try to stand behind. I did do that for a little bit, and I mean, it might work. In this next clip I'll show you how it works. But for the most part, remember to do that little swing. It's very easy to do, and once you do it a few times, it'll be like clockwork. As you can see, I did it in 3 times, and no problem, was able to do it over and over again. And the only damage I took was a little bit of a damaged wing, and that was because of I stayed too long behind his tail. So remember that, and I'll show you the last clip, and hope I improved your gunnery skills when confronting bombers. So here I am in my Focke-Wulf 190, failing at trying to take out this Meteor, which is the British jet engine aircraft, one of them at least, and failing miserably. Just can't do it. Just can't turn in time. I get a piece of him later, but I definitely didn't kill him. And here's where you get attacks of opportunity. Say you're behind here, and look, I see this guy, and I'm gonna do the... This guy didn't even know I was coming here. He didn't even have time to switch to my gunner. So I think he's gonna actually outmaneuver me, but there you go. This works from the bottom too. If you can get a bomber from the bottom like that, no problem, you can probably take him down. Or at least go above, and what I should have done is actually pull up, gain altitude, and then try to dive into him again. So I think I'm gonna die here, so I'm gonna switch to the next clip. Oh no, here we go. Oh, this is Joker again. I killed this guy before. So here we go, from the bottom to the side, and this is like almost like a half circle loop on him. See, I'm staying way too long on his tail there, but with 4 cannons on this baby, you can take the chance. So it's all about firepower. You can afford to stay on his tail for a while if you got the firepower to do so. I probably wouldn't have done it, shouldn't have done it in this, but hey, it worked, right? Paid off. But to be safe, you should probably want to disengage and re-engage again. Try to gain some altitude, especially if it's a slow bomber like that. And here, me trying to fail shoot at this Meteor again. Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here, guys. I don't want to embarrass myself more. But this is a Holy Hand Grenade, and stay tuned for the next episode. I'm gonna do it on shooting angles, which will relate to this. So you guys already got a step in the door here with angle and deflection shooting. So until then, I'll see you in the skies. This is a Holy Hand Grenade. Laters.